Work is truly important, and don't just take my word for it. Your work is appreciated far beyond the walls of the Commission. For example, I'm delighted to have with us today Mrs. Joanna Moos, who is Director General for Communication at the European Parliament. Indeed, during the last generation of edicts, our cooperation with the European Parliament has become, I think, quite exemplary, has become really effective. Just to quote two examples. A European Parliament budgetary amendment reinforced our budget for you by 1 million for this year, so this enables us to do a lot more together. And we have, with the European Parliament, a memorandum of understanding on how the relationships work in the framework of the European Direct Information Centres. So, it's no surprise to you that you will have been invited to a reception at the Parliament premises this evening. With the European elections getting ever closer, your role is only going to get more important. Indeed, people will only vote if they realise how much the EU affects them, what's in it for them, what's at stake, and how it affects their daily lives. And this message you will receive, I think, constantly over the next few months. The citizens of Europe need to feel that their voice is heard. Today, the polls, the Eurobarometers, tell us that only 1 in 3 European thinks that their voice counts. With your help, this is something that we can change. Yes, we can. So, when you talk to people, don't just tell them what we have done to them, what we have done for them, sorry. It's different stuff. What we have done for them. Things like cheaper roaming charges, better rights for airline passengers, better protection when shopping online, but also why we have done it for them, and how they can get involved in future changes, such as through the European Citizens Initiative and through the ongoing citizens' dialogues in the framework of the European Year of Citizens. In this year, we want to engage more than ever with people, asking them what kind of Europe they want to see by 2020. So there's a short-term, we're in a crisis, there's a short-term aspect, but there's also beyond the crisis, and when we get out of the tunnel of the crisis, we need to have a long-term vision. This is certainly a challenge. The number of edicts, which is 499, I think, about, is telling. It's a large number. And by working with Brussels HQ, Parliament and Council, we can reach out to our 500 million citizens. So this brings me to my second point. We here in Brussels, at HQ of DG Com and the Commission, are here to help. And I'm sure it's the case with DG Com in the Parliament as well. We're here to help you out in the field. And we have introduced a number of changes for the new generation of Europe Direct. Number one, the mandate of this generation of centres will be 1 year longer than the previous one. This gives you more time to build up our partnership with both EU institutions and citizens, and your partnerships with the citizens and with the multipliers in your regions. Number two, we have put in place more flexible financial systems to take the burden off you, the centres. Number three, you can now cooperate more closely with other Commission DGs. So you can cooperate directly with the Directorate General in charge for regional affairs, for example, or the Directorate General in charge of the digital agenda, for example, to organise campaigns and communication campaigns. So the new generation of Europe Direct is at the heart of a Copernican shift, putting you and your local knowledge at the heart of our communication. Working at local and national level every day, you understand people's hopes and fears on the ground, and they're by no means the same for all Europeans. So by no means the same for all Europeans. So we appreciate the great depth of diversity that you represent as well. Our team in Brussels has designed a system to channel feedback from citizens so that this valuable information is not lost in policy making. This will allow us to tailor-make communication campaigns which focus on the concerns and needs of local audiences. So this brings me to my third point, putting our plans into action. We are now ready to go. The new generation is ready to go. I think we should have as our guiding point, or one of our guiding points rather, what President Barroso said in his last State of the Union address, or one of the many things he said in that address, and that is that the times of European integration by the implicit consent of citizens are over. We need the explicit consent of citizens. That's me, he didn't say that, the last bit. You, in the Europe Direct Network, are at the very front of this drive for a more inclusive and democratic union which listens to its citizens. And I underline the word listens. As Europe continues further down the road to economic, monetary and political union, you must help ensure that people have a place to ask their questions and to raise their concerns. It's just one of the many ways to get involved in the democratic life of our union. This brings me to my conclusion. For me, the name Europe Direct Information Centres does not quite do you justice, because you do more than just inform. You communicate, you dialogue, and you listen. For me personally, communication is always a two-way system. You must communicate, but you must also listen and hear what the people have to say, pass the feedback back onto us, and in that way we are direct link to people all over Europe. You are our ambassadors to Europeans of all ages. So please keep on doing what you are doing with the enthusiasm that you are doing it. Thank you very much.